that's basically just from the first of the year to now for miscellaneous stuff. It's mainly this, and then a little bit of Kyle's time for the meter stuff, so. So you guys got a little bit of rain yesterday.
Well, I was checking on the computer there, boy, you know, where Kirksville had almost an inch and 4/10.
Well, Bell had some decent puddles. I drove through.
I had 3/10 of North Edgeville bells, what I heard.
We was in LaBelle yesterday, and it poured for about 30 minutes, I mean, just poured.
They're about 30, something.
No, it was about 10 o'clock in the morning. So, okay, let's call this meeting to order. I need a motion and a second to approve the agenda.
I'll make the motion for the agenda.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye. Okay, you're up.
My turn? Alright, I'll pass these out to you guys just so you can kind of follow along too. Alright, so this is for, the wastewater project for Herdland and Bering that we initially went out for the ARPA money, but you didn't get selected that one, so then this round, we put in for the SRF money. And they came out with their, what they call the intended use plan, which is, just how they intend on spending the money that they got. And you did get selected for some grant money, 55% grant is what they gave you guys. So the total is about 1.8 million. So you should get around $1 million in grant, and then the rest would be on you for, around $820,000 for a loan. Like I was just telling Garrett before the meeting, it's not finalized yet. They got it, it's out for public comment period and stuff for, looks like 3 months or so, where anybody can go out and just look over the whole document and see who all got money, and if anybody has a problem with it, they can go on there and say something about it. But if nothing comes back from that, October, November timeframe is when you should know for sure if that's what you get. But it looks like you should get something. And Darlene in our office, she does a lot of this stuff. So she used to work at SRS, so she knows it for going in and out. So if you do go with that way, preliminary numbers, if you do a 20-year loan for that $820,000, the rates would increase about $18 a month for Bering and Herdland. But on here, she's got on here that SRF requires you to have a replacement account, which basically at the end of that 20-30 year life span, everything's gonna need to be replaced anyway, because that's about what you'll get out of it. So they require you to have in place an account that'll give you the money to replace it at that point. So it'll probably be more than $18 a month, but we've still got some math and stuff to do and do some more schedules. And then depending on what you guys actually wanna do, 20 year, 30 year, you can do either one. But that's just right now. Like I said, we figured this out probably about a week or so ago. So it's just a preliminary, but sounds like a good idea. You guys should be getting around $1 million in grant for that.
What about the interest on the remainder?
What's
What are
that?
we looking at on the interest wise on the loan?
I don't know what it is. Let me look. I didn't print off. She did a amortization schedule for it, but I did not print that off. But I can open it up and she should have the interest on here. She's got a 1.3% interest rate.
1.3.
1.3.
Because usually the SRF money, they've usually got pretty low interest rates. Obviously it'd be lower if you went with a 30-year one, but by the time you get to 30 years, everything's pretty much worn out anyway, and then you might get to the point where you're paying for two things because you had to replace it then, and then you're still paying on this one. But that you can talk about that later on when you figure out exactly how much money you're gonna get, and what the exact percentages will be.
Is is the replacement, is that included in the $18?
No.
Or is that in addition to the?
No, that'll be in addition to it.
So $36 basically.
Yeah, it'll be something close to that maybe. But like I said, there's a lot more, stuff that we need to go through once we figure out how much you'll get and what the percentage is actually gonna be, and how much that replacement account is required by them, because they do require some of it.
How do we spend that money? Do we spend the grant money first and borrowed money?
It's all together in one. So I think, as far as I know, the 55%, I think is however much it ends up being, 55% of it will be,
We're just gonna get 55%,
yeah.
regardless of how much we
Yeah.
spend.
55% of the total.
The total money, yep.
The amount.
Yeah, so our estimate was 1.8 million, and it should be around 1 million for grant. But that all depends on what, if you end up going through with it, and what the final costs will be and whatnot, so. But it does look better than having it all out of pocket, getting a loan for the whole thing.
What happens on the water side of that if we take the meters out?
Well, we haven't got anything on the water side yet.
Does it mess up where we filed for it? Cause we really gonna have to put these meters in.
Need them pretty soon.
Yes, we needed them last month.
That would be more of a question for Darlene, and she's planning on being here next month at your meeting, cause she knows a lot more, and I wouldn't wanna tell you something that is wrong, cause I don't know what the rules are specifically about taking stuff out. Because since you did apply for it with them in, and some things I know you can pay for early, but I don't know, that'd be a question for next week, or next month, so keep that one in the back of your mind. But we did the water one, which is, the other project that we went out for you guys. That was for a new tank in the Bering and Herdland area, which is needed pretty bad. And then new meters, and then upgraded the SCADA system for everybody. But that should be out the first couple weeks in July. So hopefully at the next meeting, we'll know if you got any grant money for that one too. And I don't even know if it's a good chance or not. We'll just see what they find, who else applied for stuff like that. The one thing that you will need to do for one or the other, or both if you get both, you have to properly procure an engineer. So you have to go out for statement of qualifications and have people reply. We'll reply with one. If anybody else wants it, they'll reply with one, then you have to evaluate them on our qualifications. But we'll have somebody from the SRF send you that, because we can't technically help you with that process. So that's basically where the SRF stuff stands. You should be getting money for the wastewater, and then this time next month, we'll know if you get anything for the water. So far it sounds good.
Sounds promising.
Yeah, definitely promising for sure. A lot better than, like I said, if you have to do it all yourself, because, the final part in this is that both Herdland and Bering's, permit limits are coming up pretty soon, and there's a pretty good chance you're not gonna be able to meet them. So you're gonna have to do something. What Darlene's been talking to DNR with, if you do start doing violations, which whenever they do come out, there's a good chance you will, they'll get you on a compliance order, which basically, from what I understand, is it lays out a specific timeline of how you're going to comply with the new regulations and the new limits that you got. There's a way to do a voluntary order, and if you do that, then there'll be no penalties from DNR. So once you get the new limits, send them to us, and then we'll go through if you think you'll be able to meet them, or if not, it all depends on what they give you.
Hey, if it stays like this, we're gonna beat them all summer.
Yeah, you're probably not discharging anything right now. But yeah, if you do have to do that, we'll do the voluntary order, because then it's basically you acknowledging that there's a problem, you're gonna do it, and then, you won't have any penalties involved in that point. If they have to do it themselves, there's a good chance you'll be getting penalties with it, so. That's just about all I've got, some pretty decent good news, and we'll see next month about the next one. And like I said, Darlene will be here, she knows a lot about it all, she'll explain to see everything involved in how to get the grant and all the rules involved in it and what we need to go through, so. And we'll know by that time too, more about it all, so.
Well, this is coming together fast.
And you guys don't have to do anything. I mean, if you don't want to, you don't have to spend 820,000, but something's gonna need done at some point, so.
We will sell them.
You can try to sell them if you want. But yeah, once we go through it all, like I said, it won't be finalized until October, November. So you've got quite a bit of time to decide what you wanna do until then. But basically right now, it's just what you are supposedly gonna get. Think about it, read through this thing that I gave you guys, and yeah, hopefully we'll get something more. So,
Have you,
any other questions if you got them?
this isn't sewer related, but have you been to any other water meetings?
No, I haven't been to a lot for a little while. Kyle goes to a lot of them. Why?
Well, I just wonder what everybody was doing here, gonna do in the future to put
Further.
some water out there.
Yeah. There's been a lot of people that have been struggling the past few months with the hotness and dryness. We've had quite a few people that were struggling to keep everything full.
How close, how much are you, running per day?
I fell down yesterday where the little rain come through, but I'm, up there averaging about 425,000 a day. Our contract's 375. I didn't bust it for the month of May, but I'm gonna bust it for June. I don't
Yeah.
know whether we go into penalty for, for a year, pay the extra, I don't know what happens. I called and asked about seasonal water, and they told me we couldn't get it because if we did, we would short Shelby County and short Edina. So we're getting all we're gonna get. And I had all the road crew down there, called, they wanted a pretty hefty bunch, and I told them I just couldn't give it to them. I told them they'd have to find somebody else.
Yeah, I know Clark County, I think, pretty sure Pike County was struggling it was all over the Memorial Day weekend is what the main problems were.
Yeah,
That Sunday, everybody was struggling.
yeah. Well, I hear out of Scotland County where I live pretty close to them, and they went to Memphis, city of Memphis is going to help pick up their extra.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, Clark County's gonna start selling Scotland County a little bit. There's a short little stretch that they can hook on and get a little bit, so that'll help a little bit too, but
Are they anywhere close enough to us to hook on?
Clark County?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we looked at that, I know it's gonna be pretty expensive to get it all the way to Bering area, which would be best for you. But there might be some smaller spots we can look
Right now,
into.
I'd take anything.
Yeah. We can look into it again. I don't know if even just some smaller extensions, cause Clark County wants to sell it. They've hooked on to Marion County recently, and we're doing a treatment plant expansion for them. So they're running short on capacity too, but that's why we're doing the expansion. So they should be able to produce quite a bit in the next few years. And they wanna sell it, so.
I don't know what we're gonna do, right through in the center here,
Yeah.
Knox City's my worst, that's where we got all the big farmers and the sprayers hooking up.
Yeah.
I just can't get it to them.
Yeah.
6 o'clock in the afternoon, and everybody's short.
Yeah, it's not a good year for it by any means.
Do we need to do this bill here for him?
Yes.
Right now? It's 2,269.18.
Yeah, that's basically, for the first of the year to now, which is halfway
Any
through
of
the
you
year.
wanna see this?
Just miscellaneous stuff that we've done. Mainly it's this stuff applying for here, some of Darlene's times in there. And then some other just miscellaneous stuff that we've done. So, just for the past 6 months.
See it, Gary. We need a motion and second to approve this bill.
I make a motion to pay 4 points bill, the bill.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Do I need to sign this or anything? Okay. Anything else?
Nope, not for me. We should be back, Darlene would for sure be here, maybe me or Kyle will be here with it. Answer any more in-depth questions once we know more. So, nope, I'm done.
Okay, we need a motion and second to approve the minutes from last month.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Need a motion and second to pay the bills for the water account.
Make a motion. Second. Pay the water bill.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Need a motion and second to pay the bills for the New York sewer.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Need a motion and second to pay the bills for the Bering sewer.
Make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Need a motion and second to pay for the Herdland sewer.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills for Hurdle Sewer.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any old business?
I still haven't got Badgers. They're supposed to give me a 10-meter trial, and I haven't heard anything out of them. Have you, Daisy?
No,
I'd like to do that before we purchase a system.
Where was they,
Oh, I don't know where Badger's out of, but
the salesman is in Colombia.
yeah, that's not where the company's from.
I'm not sure either.
But I'd like to try them before we purchase it, but,
well, it'd be
We're
closer, one,
we're-
know somebody in New York, you know.
well,
Let's figure it out.
this other place is from Colorado.
Yeah.
But I'm going to suggest that we buy their system if nothing happens. Cause we gotta do something about this meter reading system. Well, I think last month was we short 600, Daisy,
Is that, but the Badgers,
close, wasn't it?
Mhm.
and that, is that the better meter is supposed to be?
I don't know if they're,
About the reading, and I mean, is it set up so you can read it off your phone? Is that what it is?
it's gonna shoot back into a
Okay.
website and come right back into our computer.
Okay.
We still have a few that'll have to be drove, but same way with this other deal, it's worked really well. This outfit out of Colorado we've been on it, for 2 months?
Mhm.
And the people can get on there and look and see how much water they're using, and it's really a good system if we can get it all to work.
Let's see, it's the one with the antennas above ground,
No, below,
below ground.
yes. Few of them's coming above, but Jason Doss is down there, boy, we struggle with it. But we finally got the antenna up high enough that it's coming in. Badgers, if I remember right, just goes right on the top of the lid. And I like the idea of being underneath of them better.
Well, yeah, there's advantages both ways.
Yeah. But underneath would be better.
Yeah, I can see where,
Lawnmowers,
With lawnmowers, it's hard on it.
that and brush hog.
there's no guarantee I won't do it, but, yeah, I think it'd be better.
But I would like to, if we push forward here, I would sure like for us to jump in and do a meter deal here before the summer's over and start putting some in.
I guess all of you know Gary lost one of his hard hands.
Yeah.
Did you ever find out?
I know he told me.
Too young.
Yeah, it was.
He had several health problems.
Any other old business?
Not that I can think of.
Something I know was older, me and Todd was asking me about the place to hook the fire trucks on out at the water tower. out there.
Yeah, I need to just do that, Keith.
Okay.
Get horse and set it, cause we've already okayed that. We've never done it. We got a hydrant out there, but we don't have a fire hydrant.
Any new business?
What are we gonna do here on, longer stays dry, the worst shape I'm gonna be in? Right now, my game plan is that when we run out, shut the switches off when I go home.
Well,
Better go farther than that. Shut the switch off.
you better go farther away.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
that's
say,
Uh, we're gonna have to provide water somehow. We need to,
No, you didn't get it from Clarence County.
well, if Clarence County can't deliver it, that's the problem. But that's where Clark County would come in to play.
Clark County will never save us here.
Well, it'd be a help.
This will be over before we get Clark's water.
How long would it take to get water from Clark County?
Couple of years.
If you really wanted to go for it, you could get it done fairly soon. Fairly soon within, I don't know, probably half a year. Like I said, summer might be over by then. I know the Marion County one we just did, we had to do some upgrades, to hook them up, cause now they're serving West Quincy through Clark County water. I'm gonna say from the time we started, it just got done construction about 2-3 weeks ago. I'm gonna say we probably started design on that maybe beginning April, March. So it was probably 3 or 4 months, I'd say, by the time they okayed it all and both sides decided how to pay for it. By the time it actually got implemented and constructed, probably 3 to 4 months. But yours, I don't think, theirs was pretty short little stretch they needed, I think,
We're
to
not
get
real
yours.
far down here, but they're gonna be small lines.
I know, that's the point. That's, cause we extended some 6-inch there and we did a loop in one spot. And it wasn't much more than, I think it was right over a mile of line. And if I remember right, I think you guys might need quite a bit more than that to get anything that's gonna help you more than just a trickle. So, design wouldn't take as long, but construction and actually getting it implemented would probably be the delay in it. And it's hard to find somebody to do it, so everybody's busy.
We fall in pretty close to back south of Durham.
Yeah, I know there's quite a few places that are close.
Yeah,
Well, like he said, there's a lot of small lines.
We're pretty close to them down here on the county line.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we can look into it again, even just short little spots where we can, if you wanna shut off a valve here and hook it up to them.
Check and see if we can get any in here in the center of the county, help me a bunch. And I'd also like, and tell me if I'm wrong, I would like for you guys to, what's your idea? I don't wanna set any more livestock meters until this is over. Now I'm talking new ones. If we struggling to keep up with what we got, we sure don't need no new ones.
Or to what point will we have to get to tell the people that's got them on?
No, I'm asking to set
I
new
know,
ones.
I know, on the new ones, I can understand that. But what I'm saying, and wondering about too, is where does it come to the point where the people have to shut that livestock water off?
I don't know, Mike. I'm hoping that the spraying and everything ends very shortly. That'll free up, let us keep it with the ones we have now, but the high school up here, I think, is putting in a new horse barn. They've been pouring cement and I don't know how much water they use, but gosh, guys, I don't need anything like that right now. Our main concern should be the households, and we're struggling.
I know, but
But I just thought if I get, you know, that we really shouldn't set any more new livestock meters until this is over.
You got any comment on that, Scott?
I don't know, if you wait till it's done and then you set them, might run into the same thing next.
As we go back
next year.
to normal,
Mhm.
you know, where I'm not busting our contract every day.
Yeah. Then you're fine, if
Then
you
we're
go
fine.
back to there, but if it comes back to this point,
Yeah.
After the normal comes though, it might be a year or two.
Yeah, it could. But if this extends out into the end of July, next month, we're gonna be looking at a whole different thing than not setting meters. We're gonna be saying, how are we gonna shut some off that we have?
Oh, we can get the water.
We don't have water
If
available.
they don't have the water available, and they can't turn their pumps up anymore, we're kinda sitting here in a sad situation.
We're in a very sad situation.
Yeah. So, and if we can't get the water, is there a reason to set those
I don't know,
livestock meters
I've
down?
got 5 new meters going in, probably in the next 2 weeks to new households, you know?
Yeah, well, the people have got to have the water.
Well, I understand.
But it's a bad situation when you get a drought.
Do we need to make a motion or anything on that, or just? You want a motion on it? We need to make a motion on,
Just on new ones for now. Don't get me wrong, I haven't had anybody ask me yet, but we're just 30 days away from everybody wanting them.
I'll make a motion.
second,
And that's just solely for, you
yeah,
know,
for
livestock
livestock, yeah.
or spraying, you know, them kind of deals that really tear us up.
need a motion, second,
I made a motion, Mike seconded.
okay. All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Anything else in new business?
Not that I can think of.
If not, do we need a motion and a second to adjourn?
Motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
All right.
We're adjourned.